Morning all, welcome to the video wrap-up. I've been playing with some of the sound qualities, also trying to keep the video as small as possible because I understand a lot of our people around the world are on 3G networks still, so it's very hard for them to watch it. So bear with it, I'm just trying to join different settings to keep the sound okay or improve the sound. It's been a bit echoey and a bit backgroundy. Uh, I mean, I can get it so it's absolutely perfect, but if I do that, then we're going to have 400 megabyte files and just not good if you're trying to download on mobile. So, but anyway, we'll jump right into it and we'll keep improving as we go along. So just going to jump into the markets for today. Obviously, BTC is one we always look at first because we don't have a big holdings in BTC. It's usually the one that controls the market. Last night we talked about, I put out that email last night. It's around about here. Had some great growth, and we did say that we expected a rebound. Does it fit in with what we talked about with the head and shoulders pattern? And again, I'll try to put that in place. You can see that forming. So the head's a bit more wonky than it was, and it has settled and filling out higher. So you would think it would take that same sort of path. I don't think it will be as brutal, because they usually form new what's called high lows. So if we that was the low, what's called a high low, the next high low you could expect to be around here. So I think we will probably around about that 40 there, and then that point there, you would hope that we sort of come around, maybe not any lower than about 42, 43 when it gets to that. We may miss that if that breaks totally. Fantastic. So, but as you can see, it's been trending. Its trend line is very much down. So wanted to just quick talk XRP. What we're doing. XRP's showing some great upturn. A couple of things that happened there is that one we saw thanks Elkie for posting that this morning. Have a look on there about the SEC chairman. Yeah, they're in a world of pain at the moment. The SEC because for them to give in now, they met defeat. They're going to need hopefully Ripple, who's the parent company of XRP, to basically say we'll do some sort of settlement to get over this. You can see if we go back to the day chart, if we go back to the 1 minute chart, it's having exceptional growth over the last. So we've definitely got what's called an ascending triangle, really little peaks. But what we've got to remember is that every growth has dips as well. You can always see it. That's just you don't never have a straight line. See at the moment, the RSI here is up around the 80, which is huge. That's probably suggesting that we're going to see this start to bend around, and we'll have a little bit of a dip again. So we'll see what happens here. And we talked about the trading patterns and signals. If you want signals rather than listening to these silly Telegram ones that give you one-off signals, and then they want to charge you $30 a month to get signals, you can do it yourself. Or you go to, even if you want to just use the 1 minute market, you can see where the yellow line is crossing here. Generally, as long as the next bar after it is the color it is, will generally be the run. So in this case, it was a green, kept going. In this case, we had to see it coming down, crossed over. Next one's a red, kept going down. So that works out. You'll see a little bit more when I show you in trading view. So at the moment, even though that's come down, it would have the actual go-to thing would have been, oh, sell. We're going to sell, get rid of it. It's going to it's going to crash. So where it didn't, it picked up again, and you see it's gained another few points. Exactly the same here. I mean, that would have sent panic because this is actually one of the bottom. So it bottomed out there at 86 cents here. So everyone would have gone, oh no, but what happened was it kicked on again. And you can see that's come here. And then when it's crossed over, you see we've got that red pattern forming again. But again, it was only for a short-lived. If you had a held probably, and you'll see that when we move out, which is why I use 3 or 5 minute market. Allows you longer trades. You can see that we were very rarely in this pattern here. Yesterday, which went absolutely bonkers. And the reason was one was the one that Elkie basically did that. The other one was Forbes basically said that the SEC's goose is cooked, so to speak. They really have got nowhere to go. And the other thing is the airdrop, the $200 million airdrop, which XRP and Solo are doing, which videos will be put out. But you need to download this um, this wallet. And you can do it on from an app from the store, so, which is your XRP wallet. So you need to download Zon. So just go to your Google Play Store or your Apple Store, download that, follow the instructions. It's really important that it will ask you for a seed phrase. If you're using what's called decentralized exchanges, they ask for seed phrases. These are very important. Write them down at least 5 times, place them somewhere around the house. You know you're going to keep them, give them to loved ones, take a photo of them, put them on Google Drive, Microsoft One, wherever you want to, just as long as you've got them saved somewhere. Because if your wallet crashes or your phone dies or something like that, you'll have to reinstall it. The only way to get it back is with that seed phrase. Otherwise, you lose everything. So, and, as we're watching XRP, it's just cruising up. So, on our main account, we're trading at the moment on the futures market. You can see this is a video trading account, so it doesn't have huge amounts of money. I do want to explain. I've said some of maybe these are a bit simple terms, but sometimes I assume that I've taught you, but then I forget we've got a lot of new people coming in. So obviously, when you see a green bar, it's heading up, and that's the body of the zoom right in. Find one. So in there's a green. That means we've traded green on that. You can see this here is the volume that's been traded, and then you'll see the little peaks at the top, the little tips at the bottom there. That's how wide the spread of people have been actually put prices to buy these stocks. And I've said there's a few things in the guides on what some of these mean. You can see what this is called a doji there. So that means the bulls and the bears are fighting away. They don't know what's going on. And then you've got something what's called 3 white soldiers, or 3 green soldiers, sorry. So it's showing a push-up sign. You can see that all there. But we'll go in them a little bit more detail. But as you say, you can see the trend line in XRP going up, and we've got all greens looking nicely over here. So Luna again, falling really, really strongly. Matic, even though it's down a little bit today, it really runs very, very well when BTC is not doing so good. So they're big ones. ADA, I still think this is just the most undervalued stock. I'm not sure why they're struggling to get that up, but only 3 months ago this was $2.40. Keep an eye on it, just set something on your radar if something happens there. And then we've got our Mana, and that moving up at sand, starting to grow again. These are good buy and entry points for all of these. Really, anything on this page here are good entry points for most of them. Because we're pretty much bottoming out now. Shouldn't go too much more lower than what we had down at 45.5. So, but if you are looking at spot, what you wanted to buy in at the moment, I wouldn't be buying just now because we're on the highs at the moment. See what's called again your relative strength index. This suggests that the coin is overbought and you are looking for a downtrend. We go back to when it's last like that. You can see it was up here. It holds there for a while and then scoots down, and it goes below this 30 line here, which actually means it's underbought here. So it's 18. So you can usually tell even by trading RSI or relative strength index, whether a stock's going to go up or not. See that as we move along there as well. So, all right, let's move on. I sent you an email on TradingView. This is really just a tool that you should have if you're going to do trading. It just really is an amazing tool that you can have. So we're going to put it onto. I won't put it on the XRP because it's pumping at the moment, but we'll put it on something like. We haven't seen Shiba for a while. It's been a bit quiet. It's suffered a bit of a drop, but still holding considering where we're going. And so we can have a look at that there. So Shiba's trading back over 3.2, got down to lows of 3.2 there. So I did see a 2.9 the other night, but can't see it at the moment. That's a 1 minute chart. We're going to take that out to 5 minutes. See from there again the same sort of things happening. We've got our let's call that moving averages. The yellow, on this one it's set to defaults at 9. So that's 9 periods of 5 minutes, and this one, the green line is 21 periods of 5 minutes. And again, you're looking for crossover divide. So if this crosses down that way, then you want to be selling. If this goes the other way and going up, you want to be buying. So it's been in the buy zone. So it's way down here. Actually, no, sorry, it did get down to twos. Down to 2832. So if you picked it up 2832, or actually where the buy-in point, which is right there, you can see we had a crossover of the line, the yellow line, and then after that the green bar to say, yep, it's a go. And yet you would have gone up here and thought, oh, it's gone down, but overall, the pattern stays all the way up and you're still going. Again, you might have said here, well, take some profit. What I normally do is set what's called a stop loss. Go back here, you can see a stop loss. So if you were doing something like XRP up here at the moment, and it's trading at 88, you might put your stop loss in at 0.85. And then if you did want to walk away, take a profit at 0.92. That might be something you do. So it's four spread that way, 3 spread that way. Now, as that goes along, you can adjust the stop loss. So it's called trailing stop loss essentially. So you can say, well, if this gets to 90, we might move that up to 88. So we still get to take some profits as well if it does crash. Hope that makes a bit of sense. So in this trading tool, we're allowed to, do free draws. So I'm allowed to draw the line up here to show you the direction. There are a bunch of different indicators that you can use. There's also financials in here as well, different ways of producing what profit. There's a lot of work to go into explaining it, but you can sit down yourself and there's a lot of videos. Templates which you can use, people using certain methods of trading. The Williams 3-line message, which is volume moving average times 3. And you can see there's 3 lots of moving averages on here. So you want to see, again, I'd say the crossovers are then where you're talking about. I haven't particularly looked at this one. I use one called Super Trend. It seems to work quite nicely. You've got swing trading as well. There are a bunch of different ones. We've also got a lot of news going through, and usually talks about the stock that you're on. So Shiba has now over 1 million holders as Ethereum whales control. Shiba has the most whales out of any coin percentage than any other coin. Now that just says to me that the whales coming in and they're building up their stocks wise low, they're pushing the price down, and then they're coming in and then they're ready themselves for the next push. So as soon as this market goes, this is going to go back up to 0.004 and heading into the all-time high of 0.0075, 4075. Sorry. You can see the burn rate there. Now, just to explain burning for you, burning of coins is when you send a certain amount of coins to what's called a dead wallet. So those coins can never be retrieved. They just go off into cyberland, never to be seen again. Why is that important? Well, it reduces supply. One of the things holding Shiba back from ever getting to $1 or to 1 cent even is the massive amount of coins that they hold. So it started out at 1,000 trillion coins, which is just, if I write that down as small zeros, they're down to about 412 trillion. They've halved it, but it's still a lot of market share. And we'll have a look at market caps as well on that, because I'll show you another couple of sites which is really important that you have. So it's going to be a bit of a long video, but I hope it's going to be really beneficial for you guys. Just I'm trying to teach you some of the basics along the way. Again, please ask questions, because there's no silly questions. Everyone's probably thinking the same one. And just understand, I've been doing this for quite a while, so I do forget sometimes things you don't know. But I started out exactly the same as you guys were, learning from other people online, making mistakes. Hopefully what I'm trying to do is so you guys don't make the same mistakes that I made. So, as you can see, we said the Shiba whale has 2.9 billion Shiba shares at 31.3. Now you don't spend those sort of dollars without knowing something's coming. So let's have a look while we're here. We can have a look at some of the XRP news. Again, I think this is a coin that is going to go bonkers on the new year. For somebody who are overseas guys, means it's going to rise really quickly. Displaying there. So that's our XRP against USDT. So you can see it's great rise. But now compare it to back, if you go back, we'll take the 1 hour chart. have a look what it's doing. You can see we had a massive spike yesterday, bit of a reversal, but it held really nicely considering BTC had dropped down to 45,000. Where we want to be is back up here, which is around that dollar. It was around about $1.40. But you can see just on a daily chart, it's just a beautiful trend at the moment. So I'm really happy with that. And you can also save your own template over here. You've got the ones you want. So depending on you can save the layouts of the charts are easy to pull up. So let's have a look at some of the news there. Pro Crypto SEC Commission to step down. But that could be good news, could be bad news. We don't know. Pro Crypto. Got a few other things, a few analysis there. XRP and Terra Luna were the only ones really yesterday that did any good. Elon Musk always got his fingers in some sort of pie. I'm not a big fan of Elon. I'm not Elon the man. I think he's amazing done what he's built, but the fact that really that made Dodge one a little bit of a joke is you just have to draw a little picture of a dog and it goes nuts. Unfortunately, Shiba's got to be careful not to fall into that trap. Look at this, 718 million XRP shoveled by Ripple Labs, major ODL platforms. So you see also the same here is the whales, which again I'll explain whales. Whales are somebody who owns a significant portion, usually a couple $1 million worth of a particular stock or a coin. So these guys are you don't sort of spend that sort of dollar without having some sort of confidence that this coin is going to go up. And we're heading back to the 90-cent mark. Moment. Well, I'll leave you that one. This is a nice little one. This will be the CoinGecko. I like this because it gives an hourly breakdown. You can sort it by hour. You can see the ones that are growing. Shiba Inu, as I said, it's coming back. Great little buy on that one. We've got the Thorchain Ruin. Down the market, you should see with Avalanche, Spell, Token. They always seem to come along and it's up and out doing so good. So what I'm looking for is something that's building some sort of momentum, like helium there, 13.67, 1.3. It's really good, or something that's turning, like Olympus there. Looking up here, definitely would have been. I've definitely always owned Shiba. Shiba's always a massive on that one. And then I probably would have looked at something like Ruin, 6.3 up to 24 hours, 5.4 up to the hours. A really good one at the moment. You've just got to pick your times when you're going in. As I said, if you're going to buy a spot, you don't want to be buying when the graph looks like this. You want to be doing when this is bending down and that yellow line is going there, and the RSI down below this line here. So find that point is right here. When that was the buy time. As this one crossed here, that's when you want to be buying. So then you get a beautiful run up there, nice profits, even if you're doing spot or you're doing futures. Okay, so I'm going to get to Earth 2. I promise I'd share some of this. So I've been experimented with buying some land there. So I have nice plots of land on the Broadwater. I'll probably buy a little bit more this week. It seems to be going really well. They're in the process of doing upgrades on their marketplace. If we look at the profile, it's not really exciting in dollar values, but percentage-wise, it's pretty good. So I own 2 properties at the moment, both in Broad Beach waters. Probably the amount of properties is probably about $100 million for properties what I've bought there. But they're a little bit cheaper on here. As you can see, they're worth $9.13, $6.52 at the moment. But overall, had a really good growth. See if I can get an idea. So I can sell that land if I want it. So if I wanted to make a profit, I bought it at $5.99. Its estimated value is $9.13. So given I've only had it 2 weeks and it's getting close to doubling, it looks like a really good buy. Yet to find out whether we can see if we can actually get any money when we do sell it, and if anyone does want to buy it, because you would think they would have bought it already. But anyway, that's nothing. So yeah, if you're interested in that, it's certainly worth spending $5 or $6. Probably to put a few on. Wherever you are in the world, you can grab yours. So it's the whole spectrum of the world. So if you zoom right out, we'll zoom out of Brisbane around the Gold Coast in Australia. So even if you guys are in Nigeria there, zoom into Lagos. Remember, I've got some town names on there, but I think I'm getting pretty close, but somewhere around there. Yeah, you can change the view, so it's satellite and has the names of cities, but I know you're around here somewhere. Most of this is actually not purchased at the moment and fairly cheap, so kind of something maybe if you're interested, if you zoom right in, a lot of some dense forest there, so you want to find a property city. As you see, some of this has been bought up already. But if you highlight, you wanted to buy a nice beachfront property, to buy that, costs you about a total of $15 to buy that much if you wanted to. But you can buy as little as 1 square if you want. There's different places you can visit. So you can visit Kraken, wherever that is. Okay, this is that's actually a different guild, so there's games within the game as well, so it is really quite interesting. So have a look at it, see what you think. Watch some videos online through YouTube. You'll have an idea of what's happening anyway. So something that virtual land, it's exactly what companies like Sand and what Mana are doing as well at the moment. So I think that about covers what we want to do. So I said, get on and I've sent a link for TradingView. Definitely get on these guys. The other one, again, I wanted to show you, was the BTC USD. So we want to look at what levels, again, I put out about resistance levels. So resistance, again, I'll explain. Resistance is a point where the coin moves in the chart. And if I slide my little copy across here, I can show you. My beautiful artwork. So 48,000 is around about there. So that's a resistance level. You see that's about 48,000. When it hits there, it's been struggling to reach. If it does reach it, it generally breaks out and goes to the next resistance. We see it heading down now as well. So resistance now, we've got 48,011. Now we're at 47,304. So if it can get above that 48,011, break through that, you can see it go to the next one at 49. If we can break through that, get 54.4, and that's a real psychological one, breaking to 50. We can see it move up to its high of 59. Alternatively, we have support, which is where a level where generally a coin finds it hard to go below, which is certainly found if you had a look last night. Bottom level here was around the 59,593. Have a look at what the support level is. It's 40 to 45,578. So, we're within a couple $100 of what the support level are. They're not 100% accurate. If it had a broke through that, we could have seen 44 and then down to 43. So thankfully we didn't, and hopefully we can stay away from that. Hope that's given you a bit of a little bit clearer picture. I'll try to reinforce them as the days go along and re-explain. If you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. You're not going to get roused on for asking what do you think is a silly question, because there's a pretty good chance that there's probably 30 or 40 other people asking the same question. There's an interesting one we had last night on another forum. There's one guy asked what an airdrop was. He didn't understand what incurred the term. That's a legitimate question. What is an airdrop? So, which I will go into another video if you like. Because once you've been trading for a few years, you start to think everyone knows everything the same as you do. So feel free to ask those questions. So, well, have a great day. Hope everything will night, or depending where you are in the world. Stay safe and just be kind to each other, and especially coming to this holiday season. And we'll see you in the next video.